Leo the Lion. Here's your reading for August 15th to the 31st. As a reminder, guys, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Also, remember to watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. And from those videos, or those readings, also take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Put the pieces together and apply it to your unique situation. If you would like to book a private reading, please see the description box where there is a link available and information upon how to obtain a private reading. And also, when you book a private reading, everything in terms of the spreads and the messages will and are guaranteed to resonate with your unique situation. Also, guys, I normally use Skype for my private readings, or I should say for your guys' private readings. I'm also on Facebook as well now, so we can use Facebook Video Messenger as well. It's another option. Also, if you would like to skip the rest of the intro and the shuffling and things of that nature, please see the comments section of this video for a timestamp pinned comment by me, Intuitive Perceptions, with a timestamp there to skip everything in terms of the intro and the shuffling and things like that, to get straight into the reading as to how you come into the reading, the card, okay? Let's go ahead and bless the deck, and then we'll get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide Leo with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant to be. Okay, Leo, we're coming into the reading with the Ace of Swords here. Okay. Okay, Leo, so this mid-month, from the 15th to the 31st, I feel as though that there's some repression kind of going on in terms of your emotions. I kind of feel like maybe during this time, you maybe don't feel like you kind of fit in right now, or you're having a tough time kind of coming up with maybe your place in your environment or in your dealings or dwellings with other people. Given, we are having the solar eclipse and it is in Leo. So, and we just had a lunar eclipse as well in Aquarius. But I feel like the solar eclipse is going to be very profound for you. Because, Leo, I feel like you coming into the reading with the Ace of Swords here. I don't want to say it's appropriate in terms of the beginning of something. I mean appropriate in terms of everything fitting together, the messages. Because I feel, Leo, like this is going to be the start of communication for you. You're going to have to go back and you're going to have to see and be honest with yourself, Leo. The reasons as to why you feel the way that you do in terms of not speaking your truth. I'm really picking that up here. And Leo, it's like, when I look at this spread over here, the Four of Cups can kind of signify feeling kind of tired of the everyday, of things going the way that they are, becoming restless because of it, the situation, And with the Four of Swords here as well, needing to have that moment of solace with yourself, Leo. Given swords, I feel like it's linked, or the situation that you're going through is linked with your emotions as well as your communication. But I feel like this is more with yourself then your environment, I mean, of course your environment will have an impact, for sure. That's undoubtedly true. But I feel like this is more kind of with you. There's something going on with you in terms of internally. I'm feeling a little bit of a lack of confidence. And as you guys know, whenever we have two cards with the same number, regardless of element or court, there's a decision to be made, Leo. And I feel like the decision is the Sun in reverse here and the World card here. I feel, Leo, that going back to the idea of not feeling confident or feeling, not confident in your abilities or in your communication, as well as maybe getting a handle on your emotions. You don't feel like your vitality is up. You may not feel very lively. You don't feel very alert. When I say alert, I mean alert to your emotions, alert to your environment a little bit as well, maybe alert to how you communicate with people, most importantly, Leo, how you communicate with yourself. And the decision, I feel, is, are we going to continue to go about this? Are we going to continue to dwell in this phase, I want to say, because I feel like it's a phase of uncertainty in terms of where we fit in? I don't want to say that you're lying to yourself, because I really don't feel like that's what it is. You're just having a little bit of difficulty intellectualizing your feelings and kind of coming up with a reason as to why you're feeling like this. I'm feeling a lot of conflict as well. I'm feeling a lot of confliction. The World card is, things going in a certain trajectory, in a certain phase, or certain manner. Things rolling the way that they're supposed to, given that what is the additive of it or what is involved, it's just moving in that fashion. But Leo, if we continue to not be honest with ourselves, or let me rephrase that, if we choose to kind of ignore this feeling of repression or this feeling of uncertainty, and we just continue to just let it roll, like the World card, just let it continue on, we're going to continue to feel really bad. You're going to continue to feel like your vitality isn't up. And when your vitality isn't up, Leo, you can't trust, or you have difficulty trusting yourself in your decisions regarding other circumstances or other matters, especially when upheaval arises, because we're already a little bit emotionally unstable a little bit. And then when other issues arise, we have a tendency to lash out, or it just adds, more fuel to the fire. And I feel like that's one of the decisions that you need to make. Now, regarding how to change this, it's unique to your situation, given that it's a general reading. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with communication, but the beginning of the communication. How effective is it? But it's more with yourself. How honest are you being with yourself in terms of what you need and in terms of your requirements out of relationships, partnerships, circumstances, your job, all of the above kind of thing. So Leo, are we going to continue to just dwell and walk through the mire, or tread through the mire and just not open up in terms of honesty with ourselves? I feel like there's a little bit of dereliction kind of going on in terms of neglect, of kind of having the Four of Swords moment, of having that solace, needing that rest in terms of with yourself, trying to figure out what's going on. Because I feel like you are becoming tired of this cycle. I'm also picking up, it comes and it goes, which, okay, that tends to happen to everyone. But if it's very frequent, we must understand what's going on. Because we have to go through the problem, not around it, or through the issue, not around the issue. Excuse me. Which leads me to this spread over here. Like, I feel like this is the, this main issue. And I feel like this is the latent consequence of this issue. You don't want to take a leap of faith. You don't want to, or you feel like you can't. Let's go with that. In terms of understanding what's going on, I feel like you're not really listening to your intuition. You're blocking some of the things that are coming through in terms of how you're offering your cup. Why you can't maybe seem to get a grasp or a hold on, your emotions. Because, I mean, if we don't trust our own intuition, and if we don't trust our own intentions, and we don't understand that, or have a solidified reason as to why we're doing the things that we're doing, and being confident in our decisions and being confident in our choices that lead to decisions. When we fail to do that, or we aren't confident in that, given that the sun is in reverse here, we don't work well with other people. Now, there are, other circumstances. There's the gray area in terms of what other people are giving you, of course. But we're mirroring to other people how we feel inside. It's a subconscious thing. Now, I'm having a little bit of trouble maybe understanding why you don't want to take the leap of faith, given, that the general nature of the reading. But I feel, Leo, like there may be some information being withheld. That's when the High Priestess is in reverse. That could signify that. But I feel like it's more information being withheld from, coming from you in terms of being honest with yourself. What are we choosing not to look at? And this is a direct, or I should say the direct result of it is us not working well with other people, because we don't even understand where, you stand. I should say you don't understand where you stand, given, the uncertainty going on. The Ace of Cups here as well can clarify or signify being stuck in that rut, choosing to not understand the basis of it. You have two aces here, Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups. And that's why I'm saying how, and it's also funny, you have cups here and swords here. That's why I was saying or implying that I feel like the communication with yourself is going to be extremely vital, because that's where the honesty is going to open up in terms of with yourself and visiting those dark areas and understanding why they are around. Now, Leo, we can't always solve our issues or our insecurities, but what we can do is learn to cope with them and learn ways of working with them. And also, Leo, learning the triggers. What do other people do, or what do other circumstances bring about that trigger us to act a certain way or trigger a pain that we have? And that includes going back to your childhood, Leo, and seeing what's going on, seeing where the root of it is. Because when we find the root of it, like the ace, you can understand where it's stemming from. The root is the seed, and then the tree is what comes from the seed. So I feel like that's going to be the goal this mid-month, Leo, for you, is to really dig deep and see what's going on. I'm also picking up that maybe some people or, your groups have withheld information from you. And maybe you feel like you can't trust them anymore. And maybe now you feel like, oh God, like, are these the wrong group of people? Are these the wrong group of friends? Like, has it been a lie up until this point? I feel like all of these thoughts are kind of running through your mind in terms of almost doubting yourself. But if you knew, or that your intentions were benign and they came from a good place, you have nothing to really worry about in terms of your slate. It's clean. And you can't blame yourself, Leo, for being deceived if that's the case. yeah, we can, kind of blame ourselves for maybe not picking up on it. But we had, or you had, I should say, the good intentions, initially to start with. So you gave, some trust to the situation, which is how it normally is or how it should go. And I feel like maybe this has caused some issues or some drama in terms of with your groups. That's why I'm saying why I think the High Priestess is here in reverse and the Three of Pentacles in reverse as well. Information not being told to you or withheld in a deceptive manner, which is a direct, or has a direct effect or a negative direct effect, upon how you commune with these people now. And you feel like, oh my God, am I offering my cup to the wrong people? What's going on? It's second guessing yourself. But why I said you can't beat yourself up for it, what I'm, meant to mean with that, Leo, is we're going to be in situations where we are deceived. There's nothing we can really do about that. And that just comes with any partnership, relationship. It's just taking that leap of faith. But I feel like you can't let this hinder you from your personal growth, Leo. Because then, we succumb to the negative aspects of a situation. And I feel like that's why the Four of Swords is here as well. You need to rethink everything and rethink about maybe your groups and also rethinking why you chose them or why you feel like they are important to you. And if they are very important to you, are they worth the fight? And I feel like that's where you're not trusting your intuition a little bit as well. But you need to take the leap of faith, Leo, because if you just continue to let this just carry on and just wallow, like there's no solution, there's no, let's say, reparation, and there's no working towards becoming a better person in terms of who you are, fixing or coping with those things that you need to change, the root of things that you need to change so that you can, in the future, choose better groups or make better or more viable, effective decisions in terms of who you allow into your life. Take it as a learning experience. Let's not take it as like, oh, I'm dumb, or oh, how did I not see that? Don't beat yourself up for that. Now, if this keeps happening over and over and over and over, then okay, one time shame on them, two times shame on you. Forget it enough to get over it, but remember it enough so it doesn't happen again. So we have the King of Swords here in reverse. This is someone who is deceptive in their delivery or just in their manners, in mannerisms. Could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, possibly. I mean, this is someone who comes in very judgmental, and who just says what they want, and they rid their emotions from the situation. Even when this King of Swords is upright, he's someone who tends to do that so they can seek the truth. But when they're in reverse, they remove their emotion from it. But it's almost like as if it's contrived. Like they start to plot and plan and come in very judgmental, very critical, with a berating manner and a berating disposition. And I feel like it's because of the hurt, which I don't blame you. But that's why I'm saying, Leo, we need to see where it lies, where the problem manifests from, the root of it, so that we don't end up being or carrying this type of energy, and we also don't allow people to come into our lives that have this type of energy. Listen to that voice inside your head, Leo. It's there for a reason. God provided that for you. It wouldn't be there if it didn't serve a purpose. I don't know, I just picture the gallbladder right now. It's weird, like it's there, but what's the purpose of it? But it's there for a reason, right? Just like your intuition's there. Because then you can see what's going on in terms of the people in your circles. What's truth, what's fiction, lies versus truth. But then again, Leo, you shouldn't you should be aware of that, but you shouldn't have to worry about that in terms of your groups, or it shouldn't be a constant burden in terms of worrying about it, because then you're not choosing your groups correctly and you're not allowing the proper people to come into your life. Which, I mean, comes with the Nine of Wands here. Carrying the burden, choosing to carry the burden. But also the Nine of Wands can also mean you're almost there, Leo, in terms of achieving some type of success. And I feel like this is going to be a learning curve for you. This is a learning experience for you. You're almost there in terms of understanding yourself, and you're almost there in terms of communicating more effectively with yourself so that your emotions are not out of whack, or at least you have some control over them, and therefore you can feel strong and confident in your abilities. And the World card can then signify moving in that manner, in that sense. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse here. I mean, this card can signify, when it's in reverse, trying to possibly avoid bumps in the road or disasters, trying to go around them. And I feel, Leo, like this is maybe trying to avoid your emotions and avoid the truth in terms of what you really need as a person, as an individual. I really think that that's really what it signifies. It's also trying to avoid those bumps in the road that, you know, cause you to not get along with people. But going back to my main point, what I just said a couple seconds ago about, you shouldn't have to worry about that. And then you come up in your reading, but in reverse. And that's what it is, Leo. You're the Strength card. You embody this. It's who you are. And it's also very ironic how the Sun is in reverse, and as well as Strength. These are predicated upon each other. If your strength isn't there, your vitality isn't going to be there. And I feel really, Leo, like it's like trusting yourself. That's why I'm going back to the Ace of Swords here. Communication is going to be very effective with yourself today. And you need to give yourself that, Leo. You deserve that. Everyone needs that moment of solace, of solitude, to figure things out. We all need it. But are you giving that to yourself? Okay, Leo, let's pull a Jesus card here. That was fast. Okay. My Father gives you the true bread from heaven. John 6:32. When I see this, Leo, to me it's giving you the bread, right? God's giving you God's spirit, your higher power, whatever it is that you confide in, or whoever you confide in. It's giving you the bread, which is what sustains life, giving you that which nourishes you, which makes you strong, and what also makes your vitality be filled with vigor. But I feel, Leo, like you're going to have to take the leap of faith in terms of maybe delving into some spirituality. Taking a break or moving from that space of things being predictable or being tired of going through the same cycle, and taking that leap of faith in terms of seeking God, spirit, or your higher power, but trusting them, because the root of it is really love. And you have to love yourself first, Leo, but self-love is a journey. It's not something that just comes overnight. It's a process. But when you fight for it, Leo, and you achieve it, it's going to be worth it. Because you can trust yourself. You can also trust in your decisions based upon your own morals and your own ethics. Okay, Leo, here's your reading. I think it was too bad. I think it was good. Just need some readjustments. Okay, stay strong. You can do it. Find that inner lion and pull it out of you, because it's there. You're just choosing to pacify it right now. Okay? All right, Leo, we'll see ya next month in September or any other random video I put out every now and then. All right, Leo, we'll see ya.